Hi guys, I'm Robert. Sorry we had to meet like this, but I had to share this with you guys. I know what you're going through mentally and physically. I know it's a huge toll. I don't want to get much into it really, but I've been to multiple ERs, multiple urologists, multiple physical therapists, orthopedics, and a neurologist without any luck of them finding what's wrong with me. There's no way I'd be able to do what I used to do for work in the condition I'm in now. It's literally disabling. But my libido is back. My orgasms are back to normal, and I have zero testicular pain, and my urinary problems are getting better day by day. What I'm here for today is to get you on track of recovering. I will provide another video of why I believe this method works, along with other methods that help with the pain. We'll get there. This is just for you to get on track mentally and physically. But first things first is be prepared to get worse before it gets better. Your symptoms are going to change rapidly from one thing to another, and during this entire time of your recovery, if you're getting better, you're going to have to stay calm. Anxiety only creates more pressure inside of your pelvis, as much as you don't want to believe it or not, and anxiety is a bitch. I didn't even understand what anxiety was until I was able to control it. But like I said, it only worsens your problem. If you can't stay relaxed, please stay tuned. I will give you a way how I showed myself how to relax. Meditate, my method of meditation. At the beginning of my problems was testicular pain right after the vasectomy. Both testes would hurt often, and I would have a large pressure feeling going downward in this region, in this region. It just felt like my testicles were just so much pressure there. Painful erections, painful ejaculations. It would feel like a pipe is clogged. It would literally feel like something's clogged down there every time I would urinate, every time I would ejaculate, every time I got an erection. Anything that went on down there, it felt like a pipe was clogged. All this, I got to go away. Now, for some reason, if you think something is wrong, I am by no means a doctor. If you think something is wrong, call your doctor, go to the hospital. I went to the hospital numerous times because I thought I was fucking gonna die. It's how intense this is gonna be. But please, they couldn't find anything wrong with me. They told me it was anxiety, and it was all in my head, and I just wasted more of my money, more of my time. But anyway, there's an exercise I did to eliminate my problems. It's important that you try your absolute hardest on your exercise, because it's the only way that it's going to work. If you try your absolute hardest, you can do it by standing up, but laying down, I think, is the best way to kind of get it going. And once you get a hold of yourself, is what I like to call it, then you'll be able to stand up and work throughout the day and make it be a little bit more tolerable. Now, this exercise is going to take like a few weeks for it to become better. All your testicular pain, all that huge amount of pressure pain. But what's going to happen after this is you're going to get it elsewhere. It's going to radiate elsewhere. You're going to bring it up inside of you. Your pain is not going to be even more in your testes. It's going to literally be inside of your pelvis. But I'll show you what to do now. Excuse me for my shitty setup here. Just want to breathe, mostly. Put your feet on the floor flat. Sorry you can't see it. What you want to do is belly breathing to begin with. Kind of have your arms flat out this way. Now put your breath in your stomach. As you can see, my stomach's going up and down. I'm putting my breath in my stomach, and as I'm doing this, I can feel a little bit of pressure kind of going along. But what you want to do is you want to squeeze your asshole. This is a Kegel. If you don't know what a Kegel is, just follow along. If you already do, it's going to be more of an extreme version of a Kegel. So a Kegel is just tightening up your pelvic floor muscles, but what you're going to do is you're going to try to cut your pee stream midstream and try to suck up, per se,
as much as you possibly can in your asshole. Like if you had a straw up there, you're literally trying to drink out of your ass. You're literally trying your fucking hardest to squeeze everything up there. And I believe what this is doing is putting your organs back to where it once was. Now, whenever you're doing this exercise, like I said, it's going to be really extreme. You're going to want to try your hardest. Whenever you're doing this, you're literally going to feel maybe something kind of climb up and move a little bit as you're doing this exercise. After the days go on, you're going to want to sorry. Yeah, so this exercise, you're going to want to do it for 5 seconds. Hold that sensation of you sucking in through your asshole and cutting your pee stream. You want to do that the hardest you could possibly do it. Do that for 5 seconds. Then release for 5 seconds. Tighten all the way back up again for 5 seconds, and don't start counting until you're all the way tight. Do that a total of 10 times, and you could do this multiple times throughout the day. I think I was doing it maybe a total of 6 times throughout the day as I was walking. It still hurts. It's not gonna go away fully per se yet, but that mostly gets all of the pressure out of your testes and starts getting it more upward. So by about a week, you're going to experience a burning sensation in between your legs. And this is going to be your pelvic floor. And this is going to be after you do these exercises, after you've gotten your pain out of your testes, and now you feel it, like I said, in between your legs. It might feel like a burning sensation. You might have a burning sensation whenever you're urinating. Lots of problems. But the step number 2, that first step is the exercise. Step number 2 is the most fun step of them all, in my opinion. This step, like I said, is whenever the pressure is maintained away from the testes. You're having a lot of pressure, a lot of pain, up above everything, right here. Maybe something also going down the leg. But what you're going to do is you're going to drain yourself. Ejaculate at least once a day and build your way up to 2 times a day. Starting off will be hard and maybe impossible. It fucking hurts. I know whenever I was trying to ejaculate or anything, it was painful. And what was painful for me, I noticed that my right testicle was kind of pushing out in front a little bit more than usual, and definitely more than my left. And once I was able to release a muscle inside of me, that thing that my testicle was doing went away, and I had no more pain there. So it's not like you're hurting yourself. I don't think so. I've been doing this for months now, and I've only been getting relief since I pushed myself through this a little bit. The science behind it, I think, is that whenever you get a vasectomy, half of us about get some sort of reaction. And then depending on how severe this reaction is how bad our problems is. So what this is doing, what that first exercise is doing, is constricting these muscles and then releasing these muscles, constricting and releasing. And what that's kind of doing is just knocking off any lymph fluid, any muscle tightness that's just constricted in there. It's just constricting, releasing, and then eventually it will just release, hopefully. That's what it did for me. But like I said, ejaculate 2 times a day. What helped me because I was having troubles ejaculating. I was having troubles even wanting to have sex. It wasn't even on my mind anymore. It used to be all the fucking time. I tried to get this Cialis from Blue Chew, and I was able to get it. And I was having a better boner, I guess is what you would call it, and it was easier for me to just get things going down there. You don't want to do that like every day. I think it works for every 3 days, 4 days, or something like that. I was doing it like I did once a week, and then I tried to do it 2 times a week, and that was too much. So you definitely want to try to just do once a week, and just keep ejaculating, man. What I felt whenever I was pushing myself through, and this took months of time, but like I said, a clogging sensation is up here. You know, it's kind of down a little bit. There's really no sense of knowing where it's at, because it just moves constantly. You think it's here, you think it's there, but all in all, I think it's just in your pelvic floor. But this clogging sensation is gonna kind of, through the days, creep up more towards the center of your body. And whenever it starts moving towards the center of your body, that's a good sign. Whenever I pushed myself through it, it was moving towards the center of my body, and then I kind of felt it come out of my urethra. I almost felt it like enter it and then leave it. I can't remember, and I think there was a few times where I felt like I ejaculated it out, and there was a few times where I urinated, I felt like I urinated it out. So that being said, that kind of wraps it up for step number 2. So what you want to do is constrict these muscles, kind of get them warmed up, and get them to a spot where it's just like a really bad clogging sensation above everything. Get it out of your testes. After it's out of your testes, you're going to want to ejaculate. Literally ejaculate it out. You will be able to ejaculate it out eventually. Like I said, it's going to take a while, and then eventually it's just going to get out of you. But most importantly, during all of this, it's important to listen to your body. If you think it's too much, if your heart starts racing, mine raced like crazy. I was having chest pains, headaches, my back, my fucking legs, everything hurt. I went to the doctor. They literally couldn't find anything like that. Just listen to your body. Please listen to your body. But that being said, that's step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 3 can be started anytime, and hopefully can help you through step number 1 and 2. I was seeing my pelvic floor physical therapist. That's going to be step number 3, is to go see a pelvic floor physical therapist. But I started it during this time of where I started my Kegels, and I started the ejaculating. What they were trying to get me to do wasn't helping me. That was actually making it worse. I continued my Kegels after they told me to not, and until I felt like it was all done. Once I felt it leave, I stopped. No more Kegels for me. But seeing the physical therapist, specifically after you get the pain out of your testes, I think is the most important thing, because what you're feeling there is a pain inside of you. I had my doubts of thinking that it was inside of my, just inside of me, just back behind my balls. I think it's my balls, it's my balls, it's my balls. After a few months of seeing the physical therapist, she convinced me that it was all inside of my ass. She had her finger inside of me, and she was able to locate the exact source of pain, what's going on. I don't know how she knows what's going on, and the doctors don't. But that being forward, if it is your muscles, it can be your muscles causing you testicular pain. It can cause stuff to go down your leg. It can cause back pain, all this pelvic floor stuff. So if you're experiencing any of that symptom or any of those symptoms, I would highly recommend going to see a pelvic floor therapist. What a pelvic floor physical therapist does is release these specific muscles. They do multiple things though, the pelvic floor physical therapist. They do interior and exterior work, and also exercises and stretches. I can tell you their stretches are a little too rough at first, and I wouldn't recommend any that puts you into any discomfort, and I'm talking any, even though how minor these stretches are. Whatever I was doing to begin with, I would literally just rock back and forth just like this until I had a sharp sensation right here, and then I'd kind of back off a little bit and even go even slower. This is all I was doing, is this here, rocking back and forth. But it took me a while to realize what had to be done, and it was a lot of mental stuff that I needed to do along with these stretches and these exercises. Whenever you're doing this, I would highly recommend just doing exactly what I did first, just to get the hang of it, just to know what I'm talking about. Just rock back and forth. If you have to use the bathroom, I would highly recommend doing it before. But again, with the belly breathing, you're going to kind of want to relax as much as possible. Almost just go limp as possible. And where it's at, what you need to do, where you need to put your mind is your asshole. Sounds weird, but I swear to you, once you get the hang of this, you're only going to start seeing positive results. Breathe through your stomach, rock back and forth, and concentrate on your asshole. And what you're going to do, I don't know if it's just me, but there's times where I have to push to let a turd out. There's times where I can just let a turd out and it falls out of me. What you need to do is just keep your body in that sensation of you just letting the turd fall out of you. Don't push. Don't tighten your asshole. Just relax it as if a turd was falling out of your asshole. And that is going to be your daily struggle from now on, because whenever you're releasing your asshole, once you get it finally released, you're going to feel a bulge sensation on whatever side you're having problems on. Anxiety has a lot to do with it. I noticed that whenever I go to walk again, my asshole tightens up right away without me even trying to do anything, and I'm constantly trying to release these muscles. I know it's muscles because my pelvic floor, physical therapist, this bulge sensation, she was able to make it go away, and she's telling me all it is my pelvic floor muscles. So just keep that mindset inside of your head, just releasing your asshole pretty much all fucking day, and you'll start seeing results. Whenever I do that, I start getting like almost a charge down the inside of my leg. It goes into my foot. It does a lot of different things. I don't know if yours will be that bad, but weird things happen whenever you release your butthole. It's true. Let me see if there's anything else I can do. Here we go. Okay, so like I said, those exercises that I did, just release your asshole, and what helped me realize what I had to do this was seeing a physical therapist and just asking her, talking feedback and stuff like that. She was asking me to relax. I need to release these muscles while her finger was inside of my butt. I don't know how I was supposed to relax with her finger inside of my butt. What I did was the same exact thing as I just showed you. I just relaxed my asshole as if I were to let a turd out. As I was doing that, I felt something like crawling on my ass cheek or something like that. I felt something coming out of my fucking asshole. I could have sworn. I asked my physical therapist, am I shitting in your hand? She said no. And so I continued doing that. I kept putting myself into that situation of relaxing my asshole. That's really the number one thing you got to do, and that's the number one thing that I think I have to do. Unfortunately, my insurance doesn't cover physical therapist for over 3 months, but I swear to you, it is worth it. Every single time that I go there and I put myself into that state, I get huge relief after a session with her. and I'm only getting better day by day that I see her. I would highly recommend a physical therapist, pelvic floor physical therapist. And this bulging sensation, like I said, if you still experience it, it will go away eventually. It will take months of continually to jack off, meditating, and releasing those pelvic floor muscles, whichever way you decide to do it. Physical therapy, they have this wand, they call it, on Amazon for, I believe, $30. It's a pelvic floor therapy wand. All you do is stick it up inside of you and you push against the walls of your ass. And if it hurts, that's a good thing. You just keep it there until the pain goes away. And you want to breathe, like I said, you want to relax your asshole, and that's the only way the pain's going to go away. You literally have to breathe through the pain. That belly breathing that I was showing you guys earlier, do that as you're relaxing your butthole. It's going to make things so much faster. It's going to release things. It's going to make you feel better. Belly breathe, relax your asshole. This almost sounds easy, but it takes all the energy out of you just thinking about trying to keep your asshole released. It's so stressful, and it's literally the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. My heart rate was always elevated. My body was not calm. I noticed the more walking I did irritated my muscles and caused panic attacks even. I wouldn't be thinking about anything, I'd just be trying to do my work, and I'd just start having a panic attack. I noticed that it's really important to breathe through anything that you do. If you start getting whatever I just said, racing heart, if your bulge sensation becomes worse, it's time to lie down and breathe. Breathe, relax, put your mind on your butthole, and meditate. Meditation wasn't for me to begin with, but I learned how to do it after I realized how much it helped. But like I said, walking irritated it. But in order to keep your body calm, if you need to do your normal activities, if getting up and going to the bathroom is too much for you, if you're working, if you're able to work and you're just walking to the bathroom, if you're walking around just a little bit, I noticed that a cane helped me. I don't have my cane with me right now, but I used that for multiple months, and what I realized was I was able to walk with the cane and release my butthole at the same time. And it was easier for me to keep that releasing as I was going throughout my normal activities throughout the day. So that's the reason for the cane. The cane might not be for walking so much, but it's just for you to continue progressing in your recovery, to hopefully get these muscles to finally release all the way and to get you out of pain 100%. So I would highly recommend a cane, walking with a cane, just to get that pressure off of whichever leg, whichever side is causing you pain. Keeping healthy, too, is super important. The vasectomy could really affect your muscles negatively. Old habits like using alcohol, eating junk and caffeine, not drinking water can all negatively affect your symptoms. A high protein diet with lots of fluids is the perfect way to start feeling great. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict too, but I did not eat a lot and I didn't drink too much water. The more I started to take care of myself, the more the pain started to disappear and the more I started to feel better. I would highly recommend a high protein diet with lots of fluids. But we could go back to this anxiety thing now. I know it's really fucking hard with this anxiety thing. Whenever the doctors, especially the urologist, told me to go see a psychiatrist, because they think I have anxiety infuriated me. But there was a lot of things that I was unaware of. I was just an anxious person and I never knew how to relax. When I try and meditate for over 10 minutes, hell, even 5, my heart would start racing and my mind would start sprinting. I'd be laying there after the 5-10 minutes and I'd get up because it was just too irritating for me. I couldn't fucking do it. It was not for me. Meditating was not for me. I could not meditate. It was until one day my physical therapist put her finger in my butt and it fucking hurt. She looked me in the eyes and said, "You need to breathe." This goes back to what I said earlier, just breathing through the pain. Excuse me. So anyway, from that day, from that one specific day, I focused my mind and put my mind on the location of the pain inside of my ass, and I just tried to let whatever happen, happen. Really deep belly breathing. Feels like there's a bulge. And the more you keep that bulge present, the more you keep that bulge sensation present inside your ass, the faster this pressure will release out of everywhere. Now, like I said, meditation wasn't for me. I've tried countless ones and never had luck. My physical therapist showed me this free app. It's called the Insight Timer. INSIGHT Timer, TIMER. And I was able to find David G, DAVIDJI. His deep healing meditation was the only meditation that I could follow, and holy fucking cow. The first day I learned how to meditate, I did it 6 times in a row. The first time I also did it, I was in a really bad state. I was in a lot of pain everywhere, and once I realized what to do, I was lying down, and whenever the guy told me to concentrate on my heart fucking hurt. I wanted to call a fucking emergency room because how bad it hurt, and there's multiple times that's happened to me, but this was a little bit more special. I lied there and I just let whatever happened happen with that chest pain, and after that, I was addicted to meditating. I finally learned how to fucking relax. I think I breathed and I let something go. I never knew how to relax. I thought that I could relax. I thought everybody else was the one with the problem, but fuck. Once I learned how to breathe, once I learned how to meditate, I noticed I did not know how to relax. I wasn't breathing correctly. I would highly recommend the Insight Timer, David G. The deep healing meditation. And I swear all of the things will go away. They'll start to go away. I promise you. But the biggest step here is to breathe. Relax the muscles. If you can't breathe and relax your butthole, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't give up. This is the only way to start to get things better. So relax, drink water. Once you know what I'm talking about, you will know what I'm talking about. I've been experimenting with my pain, and I found the best way to getting out of my pain completely. And I started making these cannabis suppositories. They're like weed butter that you put up your butt. I know, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that if you are unable to do it, I'm unable to do it right now because of my work. I can't work right now anyway. I'm trying to get a new job, but even in Illinois, they can't allow me to work even if I have a medical card, a medical reason for using. But I will be posting other videos of how to get around the drug tests, and also how to make these suppositories if you're interested. But what they do specifically, they kind of just bring the cannabinoids, rather than smoking or eating them, into the specific area. I put them up my butt, and I get a little bit stoned, but what they literally do for me is they release my muscles. As soon as I stick them in there, as soon as I'm releasing, I'm trying to meditate, I feel a wave go about me, and I feel all these muscles relaxing. I feel sometimes like a sharp pain after I get something to release. So if you feel any like weird pains down there as you're releasing, it's supposed to happen. Let it happen. Let all of it happen. I could do it without the suppositories, but the suppositories, I believe, make healing go a lot quicker, a lot more quicker, and they make you feel a lot more better in the digestive system, everywhere. Another thing that I would highly recommend, and I don't really want to encourage drug use, but I tried the psilocybin mushrooms. I tried them a few times, and what I was able to do with the psilocybin mushrooms was really kind of set back and get a hold of myself. The first time I did it, I took a 3.5 gram trip. It was way too much. I was tripping, for one. I was tripping balls, and I was in a lot of pain. What the mushrooms did, I think, it kind of let my brain feel this pain a lot more sharper than normally. And I was tripping hard. It was really fucking bad. It was not a good time. I think I was hyperventilating. I was screaming in pain because of how much pain I was in. I would be very careful with this. What I did after that, I did another gram, I think 1.5 grams maybe, of mushrooms, and I did not trip. It's not enough to trip. But what it did, it gave me the ability to have more control of all of my body, all of these muscles here. If I were to try to meditate, there'd be a spot where I'd kind of get stuck, where I'd feel like there's a bolt sensation, kind of feel like there's something in there. This meditation grabbed that something after I took those mushrooms. Like, I grabbed it, whatever that was in me, and I was able to control it. It's a muscle. You're able to release it. It seems like the more you release, the less symptoms you have. But that really wraps it up of what I have for you today. Here shortly, I'm going to provide another video of these specific stretches and also breathing to help you guys through all of this fucking shit, man. These exercises are just going to help you get back into your normal activities, your daily activities. It's not going to fix you right away. It's going to be a long recovery. But I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, get better.